Hello everyone. So I discovered a website called devchallenges.io, which was built by this guy on YouTube. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to try because I don't want to butcher it. But he has built an amazing platform here, which has challenges for responsiveness for a front-end web developer and for a full stack developer. So in this video, we are going to attempt one of these challenges. So in this video, I'm going to begin with the responsive web developer. So I'm going to click on this, and then we're going to begin with the first project, which is the 404 not found. So when you click on this card, it's going to take you into this inner page where you can download the files or the zip file. I already have it, so I don't need to download it again. And then you can also have access to the Figma design, which I'm going to also open up. And you can see that this is what we're going to be building in a nutshell. So this is the desktop version, and then we have the mobile version here as well. When you open up Figma, this is what you're going to have. So we're going to be building this. We're going to be building this out. So once you download the files, then you're going to have access to all of these. So the fonts and whatnot. I mean, the fonts you can get from here. We know that this font is called Space Mono, and this one as well. And then we're also going to grab the colors from the Figma design. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate into my downloads folder, and you can see that I have a 404 not found master zip file. So this is the zip file that you get when you download it. And then when you extract it, then it's going to extract into this folder, which when you open up, you can see that we have all the required files. So I'm going to right click on this folder and say open with code, which is going to open up an instance of Visual Studio Code into this folder. And then once it opens up, you can see we have the PNG image here, we have the index.html, the readme, and the scarecrow as well. So what I'm going to do is in VS Code, I have an extension called Live Server, which allows me to launch a local development server on localhost 5500. So you can get this extension if you want. I prefer it because it has hot reloading, so that every time that I make a change here, then it automatically reflects in the browser. So I'm going to right click in my workspace, and then I'm going to say open with the live server, which is going to open up our development server. And then we can take a look at the initial boilerplate, and then we can also begin building. And there we go. This is the initial boilerplate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside my index.html, and then I'm going to remove everything inside the body. So remove all this, and then I'm going to create a new file inside here called index.css. And then inside my index CSS, I'm going to go ahead and grab everything inside this style. And actually not, I can just remove this, by the way. We're not going to be using it anyways. So let's change the title here, and let's say 404 not found. And then inside the body, I removed the closing body tag. Okay. So inside here, let's just render an H1 that says what? Dev challenges. Okay, we can remove this link window. We don't need this link. And then this can remain because it's the favicon right here. Was it this one? It's the favicon, so it can remain. And this one is also the favicon, so it can remain. And then this can remain. So let's go ahead and save this. Let me remove these spaces. And then save it. And let's remember to link our style sheet. So link into index.css. And then in our index CSS, we are going to grab the font that we need, which is called Space Mono. So let's go into fonts.google.com. So fonts.google.com, and then let's grab the font that is called Space Mono. Let's remove these ones, remove this one. So Space Mono, we are going to need what weights? Let me check what weights we need. We need the 700 and the 400. So let's grab the 400 here, the regular 400, and the bold 700. And then let's use the import tab. So grab this, copy, and then paste it here. And then on the body, we are going to specify the body to have a font family of Space Mono and a fallback of sans serif. Let me check. The fallback is sans serif. The fallback is monospace. Okay, because it's a monospace font. Okay, fantastic. So let's save this, and then let's see what we need to do next. You can see that the font now changes. And let me check, does this have a background color? It has a background color of 333. Is this correct? What am I selecting? This one. Okay. The background color is white. Okay, so we don't need to change anything there. So let's go ahead and begin building. We're going to start with the mobile version first because reasons. It is easier. So let's do this. I think the 404 not found is this image. Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. There's no image for the 404 not found. It's only the scarecrow that has the image. So let's do this. Let me create a header here. And this header is going to be a div that is just going to say 404 not found. Probably, okay, not, let me not make this a div. Let me make it an h2 or something, or a paragraph even. Let's just use an h2. And then below this header, we're going to have an article. Let me see how this looks. So on large screens, this is displayed to the left and then this to the right. So all of this needs to be one content, or rather one element, and then this is going to be the other element. So therefore, let's create a section with an article here. The first article is going to be the image, and the source for this image is going to be scarecrow. So /scarecrow, come on, there we go. The alt attribute is just going to be the 404 not found image. And then below this article, we're going to have an h1 that says I have bad news for you. So I have bad news for you. And then below this, we're going to have a paragraph that says the page you're looking for might be removed or is temporarily unavailable. The page you are looking for might be removed or temporarily unavailable. And then below this, we're going to have a button that says back to home page. So back to home page. And that is the entire structure that we're going to need. What is this? Created by, oh, okay. So we need to add this in. Yeah, we're going to add it in. We're going to add it in as an absolute. So let me go below this section. Let me add a paragraph here that says created by me. Probably should add in a link to my website or something. And then it says dash dev challenges.io. So dash dev challenges.io. There we go. Oops. Okay, now let's save this and then let's see what you have on the screen. Okay, so you can see that we have the 404 not found here, and then we have the image and we have the text. So let's begin to style out everything. Obviously, we're going to begin with the mobile. So let's place this to the left and this to the right. And then inside here, let's begin to do this. The first thing is we need to remove this horizontal scrolling that we have, and that is because of this image. So let's say that for the images here, we're going to have a max width of 100%, which is going to limit it to take up 100% of the container in which it is placed, meaning on small screens it's going to fit, and on larger screens it's going to expand as well up to its entire width. And then once we have that, then we can go ahead and say, let me go into the body and add a padding all around on the body of 24 pixels to push everything inwards and downwards. And then inside the header, I want to grab the h2 and I want to say text transform and make it uppercase, which is going to make this uppercase. And then let's say that for the header above this, I'm going to give it a margin on the bottom of 24 pixels to push away from this text. And then, so not from the text, but from the image, sorry. Let me increase this to about 32 or 48. Let's say twice of 24. Is this thing even moving downwards? 480. Okay. 48 is okay. And then once we have that, then let's go ahead and grab this h2 or this h1. So I'm going to say that for this section, we want to access the h1 and say text transform and set it to uppercase as well. Wait a minute, it's not uppercase. It's not uppercase, is it? It's not uppercase. It is bold. So let's remove this. Let me check something. Okay. So font weight, set it to bold, and font size, let's make it about what? 36 pixels. How big is that? How big is this? Okay. I have bad news for you. That looks okay. this does look okay. And then let's access this one also. So for the section paragraph, we're going to say that the font size is going to be 24 pixels to make it bigger. Okay, that's too big. Let's say 16 pixels. Wait, 16 is the default, right? So let's say 20 pixels. Make it just a bit bigger. And then we want to grab this button next. So for the section, come on, button, I want to give it a background color of hashtag 333333. Oops, what am I doing? And then we want to change the text color to white, so hashtag FFFFFF. And then we want to remove the border, so border none. And then we want to remove the outline that it has when you click on it, so outline none. And then we need to make it take the font family of the body, so we're going to say font family. Let me try inherit to see whether that is going to work. Let's save it, and okay, it does work. And then let's give it a padding of what, 16 pixels on the top and bottom, and 32 pixels on the left and right. There we go. And then we'll change the cursor to a pointer, so that when you hover over it, it changes to a pointer. And then on hover, let's access the hover state for this. So I'm going to say that when you hover over the button, then I want the background color to change to hashtag 222222. And then let's add a slight transition here. So transition the background color by 0.1 seconds, and then let's say is in out, so that we're going to have a slight transition, very slight, very minimal, but it works. And then let's increase the margin bottom on this paragraph to push away from the button. So here we're going to say margin dash bottom and set it to about 32 pixels. This is still too small. Let's say 48, just like we had on the header. Okay, and then we're going to have this one. So let me go where we have, let me give this a custom class and say that this is the created dash by, so that we can go inside our CSS and say that for the created by class, then we want the font size to be, let me say 14 pixels. We want the opacity to be 75%, or 0.75 depending on how you want to do it. And then we want the text to go to the center. Oh, sorry, that is a tailwind class. We text align center, effects of using tailwind too much. Then let's move this there. And then let's say that the margin on the top should be 48 pixels as well, to push away from this part. And that looks okay. So this is the mobile version. You can see looking nice. This margin is still bothering me, but I think it's okay. Not, let me increase it. The header, margin bottom of the header, let's make it 100 pixels. Yeah, let's work with that. And then I think the headings also have a custom color. Let's just confirm. The color is 333. Yeah, for the headings. So here, set the color. Actually, is it for the heading or for everything? The paragraph has a color of 4F4F. So for the headings here, let's change the color to hashtag 333333. Let's copy this and paste it on the H1 as well. And then for the paragraph, let's set the color to hashtag 4F4F4F, so that now we are going to have the correct colors. And there we go. And now all we need to do obviously is just make it responsive. So we're going to make it responsive starting from about tablet size, which is around here. So let's begin to make it responsive. So below this, we're going to add a media query using the at media rule. So I'm going to say at media, and we're going to say that for a min width of 760 pixels, there should be a full colon here. So for a min width of 760 pixels, then we want the section to display as a grid. So section, and we're going to say display this as a grid, and then we're going to give it grid template columns to repeat twice and one fractional column each, so that now you can see that they display side by side, and even on larger screens they display side by side. And then we want to increase this gap. See how this image touches the button here? We don't want that, so we're going to increase the gap to about 48 pixels. Increase it. Okay. And then we are going to move this text to the center because we want it to be centered with the image. So we're going to say align dash items and set it to the center, which is going to move it downwards. And then once we have that, then what we're going to do is this. We're going to say We want to limit everything so that it doesn't go to the end. So we're going to get the body, because the body is the main container of all this content. And then we're going to set the body to have a max width of about, let me see, what, 1200 pixels. How small is that? I think that looks okay. And then see how it is aligned to the left? We want it to push to the center. So we're going to say margin, set the margin to auto, which means place a margin, an equal margin on the top and bottom and the left and right, which is going to push it to the center. And this is what happens. Would you look at that? And then we can increase the size of this each one and the size of this as well as the size of the button. I did not increase it. Let's fix that. So for the button here, let's set the font size to 16 pixels because it's not 16 pixels by default. And then let's begin to play around with this. So let's say that for the section, I want each one to have a font size of, what was it on top? It was 36. So let's make it about what? 48 pixels. Okay, that looks okay. And then for the section paragraph, we're going to say that the font size is now going to be 24 pixels, make it bigger. And then let's do it for the button as well, actually. So let's just add a comma and say for the section and for the button as well. So that doesn't look nice. That doesn't look nice. Let's remove this. Let's not have 24 pixels on the button. On the button, let's have 20 pixels. So font size 20 pixels. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, would you look at that? And then we can finally add this in. And I wanted to push this downwards using position absolute because I did not think that it would be to the bottom too much, but I think right here is okay. Let me just add in a link to my website here. So created by, cut it out. Let's add in an href here to https tsbsankara.com, and then add this in, and then let's add it to open on a new page. So target is equal to underscore blank with a rel of no referrer to prevent cross-site scripting. And there you go, looking fantastic. And that is the 404 page. You can see that it is responsive. It is responsive all the way up to here. Nice. So all we need to do is now create a GitHub for it. So create a GitHub profile. Sorry, not profile, but repository. Let's close all of this down. And then let's create a new repository here that is called 404 not found. So 404 not found dash, what should I call it? Should I what? Let me say dev challenges dash 404 not found, so that it's going to be easier to find later. And then we're going to add a readme, but let's just create the repository currently. So create repository, copy this link, and then let's begin to add them in. So let's say git init, and then we're going to say git add index.html and git commit, and I'm going to say index.html complete, and then git add, what is it, index.css, and the git commit, and I'm going to say style page, and then git add readme.md and git commit, and I'm going to say readme, and then git add the rest of the remaining items. So git add all, and then git commit -m, and I'm going to say images, and then I'm going to say git remote add origin, and then paste in the link that we copied, and then git push -u origin main, which is going to push it to the repository. Just wait a moment, and there we go. So that now when we reload it, we are going to have it right here. There you go. And so that is going to be the end of the video. I'm going to edit this readme later and then update it as well. So thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.